Hello everyone, welcome back to Simulated Heaven, and as you can see I'm in a game called Big Pharma. Yeah, Big Pharma. It sounds like a farming game, doesn't it? But no, Big Pharma as in big pharmaceuticals, yeah. Because the aim of this game is for you to make a factory which makes pharmaceuticals. And you need to do this in a way which is the most efficient and the most cost effective and all that. So you will start a game with very basic ingredients and very basic machines, and you need to gradually build it up and allocate resources in the correct way so you can upgrade all your stuff, and then by the end you will have an epic factory which is very efficient and making a lot of money. What I will say about this game is that I have been enjoying the game a lot. I would say that if you're quite a hardcore fan of these style of games, that you will enjoy the game. However, it is very complicated, and at the start of the game you might be slightly frustrated. I know that for me, even though I went through all of the tutorials, so let me show you that now. I would recommend that if you are interested in this game, if you do actually buy this game, that I would say you need to go through all of the tutorials very carefully. That's what I did. I haven't done these ones just because they're part of the DLC that I bought afterwards. So even after I worked through all of these very carefully, which I highly recommend, there was still a few of the mechanics of the game that when I started to play I didn't fully understand, and I got some things in my factory slightly wrong at the beginning, and it still took a little bit of trial and error for me to work out exactly what was going on there. It might just be that I'm an idiot, I don't know, but from my side I would say that there is a little bit of frustration that might happen at the start of the game when you are learning. So if you're the kind of person that's easily frustrated and you don't have a lot of patience, maybe this is not the game for you. But if you do enjoy these kind of games, and if you don't mind learning quite a complicated set of game mechanics, then yeah, this is certainly a game you should have a look at. The cost of the game is $19.99. There is quite a lot of content. Most of the content is these scenarios that you can see here, and there are rather a lot of them, and obviously they will get harder, so that, you know, as you learn more about the game, the scenarios will get harder. There is obviously an option for you to do a free sandbox style of game as well if you'd rather do that, but I think that the level of content is rather good in my opinion, for the cost of the game, which is $19.99. In my opinion, though, there's one thing I am going to say which might be slightly controversial, but this is what I think. They did actually bring out a DLC which is called Marketing and Malpractice. What that will do is that will allow you to fine-tune the cost of the drugs that you are selling in the market, and it allows you to use some marketing practices for you to enhance the sales of your drugs, which is really good. The other thing that adds is it adds a perk system, which I believe wasn't in the game without the DLC. So when you make a character at the start of the game, you're able to add a couple of perks in your character. For example, I always use a perk which allows me to dismantle things in my factory at no cost, because certainly while you're learning the game, it's quite likely that you will get things wrong and have to dismantle and remake things. So that was really good that I could have a perk which meant that didn't really cost me extra money. So yeah, but the thing that I would say about the DLC, for someone that's really hardcore into these kind of games, I'm sure they would go out there and they would buy this game and they would buy the DLC and they would really enjoy it. However, this game is quite a niche game relatively, and I think there's more of a casual interest. There are players that are maybe interested in this game, but in more of a casual way. I would imagine when they see that the costs of the game and the DLC altogether is 26 US, I have a feeling that might be starting to put off some people, and they would probably say, oh well, I will wait until it's on offer when it is discounted and all that kind of stuff. So what I think they should have done personally, especially with a game which is a indie game, a new game that most people haven't heard of, I think they should have made the DLC free, because arguably the things it adds should really have been in the base game. And I just feel that if they had done that, they probably would have got more interest. In my opinion, the player base, in my opinion, would have been larger. That's what I feel. I haven't seen anyone else really say that when I've been reading other people's opinions on this game, but that was one of the things that did occur to me while I was playing this game. So, last thing I'm going to do now is to show you what the game looks like. So this is the first scenario that I completed after doing the tutorial. Now you can have a look and see, yes, even though this is the first scenario after the tutorial, you can see that the factory that I had to make was relatively complicated. They will basically, as well as the economic management side of the game, there's also a puzzle element in the game, because the factory areas that you have are kind of weird, the shape is weird and all that, especially at the beginning. Obviously as you get more money, you can increase the size of your factories and that will become less important, but certainly at the beginning it's a bit like a puzzle game, because you need to work out how to place everything very, very efficiently, and it will take quite a lot of trial and error for you to work that out, and you'll probably have to remake quite a lot of stuff, especially at the beginning when you're learning the game. So usually what I will do when I start a scenario is I will look at the ingredients that I have, the basic ones. I will see what kind of drugs I can make at the very, very beginning so that I can start earning a bit of money. Then I can kind of start thinking about how I can upgrade. So I will choose an ingredient that I think is more valuable. Then I will see how I can upgrade it in the future. And then I will make sure that I'm researching. So then you kind of need to plan out all of the machines that you're researching, so you can actually make sure that the process is very smooth. You don't want to find out all of a sudden, oh, I need this ingredient in order, I need this machine in order for me to upgrade this ingredient, and if you don't have it already, you're going to have to wait a few months and it's going to hold up everything in your factory. So a big part of this game is to actually think through a strategy and try to plan out everything so that it will run really well and really efficiently and really smoothly. So I would say that for me, that is the fun of this game. You can research the machines by having scientists that you employ, and you can research ingredients by having explorers. When these are idle, when the explorers are idle, they will start generating upgrade points. You can then upgrade your ingredients. That will actually make your ingredients cheaper, which really helps if there's an ingredient that you use a lot. Obviously for the machines, you can also upgrade them in the same way, and then usually that will make the process a fair bit cheaper as well, and this is how you will start to make your stuff more efficient and earn more money. So that's the basic idea of the game. This screen here is actually really helpful because it allows you to see the ingredients that you have at the moment. What is the upgrade path that you have at the moment for those ingredients, which kind of helps for you to decide how you can earn the most out of the ingredients that you have already. You can obviously get a loan here, but that is the kind of basic idea of this game. Yeah. Now, with the basic version of the game without the DLC, like I said before, when you are here, you cannot play around with the cost of any of these, and you cannot play around with the whole sales stuff. So the DLC does add quite a nice feature in the game where you can actually manipulate the cost, well, the price of your drugs in the market, and you can use various sales techniques for you to increase the amount of sales and stuff like this. So, you know, I think the features it adds, along with the perks that I was talking about earlier, I do think it adds a very important extra layer onto the game, and I do really enjoy playing around with the prices and seeing if I can actually maximize the money that I'm earning. But like I said, I do feel they should have made that as a free DLC. I really think they would have ended up with more sales in the game, in my opinion, if they had done it in that way. Obviously, I really enjoy the game. I am more of a hardcore fan of this game, so I obviously was happy to pay the full price for the game and the DLC. But like I said earlier, I'm sure that if they had made it free, the DLC, that they would have started drawing in more of the slightly more casual player base as well. Anyway, so I think I've kind of gone over the basic ideas of this game. I've been enjoying it. Certainly, if you do enjoy these kind of games, if you have played these kind of management games in the past, and if you know that you like them, then basically this game is a no-brainer. I mean, I've been really enjoying it. Maybe if you are not so sure, if you're more of a casual player, maybe you can go and watch a Let's Play that someone else has made, and that will maybe give you a bigger idea, or like a better idea as to how the game works and if you would enjoy that. Anyway, guys, I'll try not to waffle on anymore. Oh, and also, as you can see, you can actually get mods for the game. The last time I looked, there's not a lot of mods. I think there was one that gave all of the drugs that you made more realistic names, and there's a few others, but there's not really a lot at the moment anyway. But yeah, so hopefully I've explained the game relatively well. But of course, there's probably a few things I forgot to talk about. So if you do have a specific question about this game, please leave a comment and I will try to get back to you. So thanks for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.